Scott Bauer's on the line on the Wintrust Business Lunch, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Hey, Scott, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great, John. How are you doing today?
Good. I suspect our listeners may recognize your name or business because we've been talking to you for a completely different reason lately, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, what's going on in Ukraine. But tell us what Prosper Training Academy is.
So we are an online education company, and we teach people how to trade in the markets live with them during market hours. So as we're speaking right now, I'm actually online with hundreds and hundreds of students, and we try and capture any sort of movement in the market, both trading stocks, options, cryptocurrencies. All of our educators, like myself, we're all professional traders, have been there on the floor for a long time, and that's what we do.
Buying and selling?
Buying and selling, absolutely. We take short-term positions, not really so much, longer-term positions. We do have a day trading class. We have some other classes where we hold our positions a little bit longer than that, but it's really all about the education, John.
When you do that, are they just using fake money, or are they actually using their own personal assets?
No, they're using their own accounts. We do not trade for anyone, but these are people actually trading real live money, and we're showing them live in the markets as things are happening. So absolutely, and obviously, with a big announcement this morning with CPI, we saw some market movement. So a little bit of activity this morning.
Yeah, you bet. Actually, the markets aren't swinging wildly. They seem to be tempered down because earnings tend to be pretty good, but the numbers sure are dynamic these days. How much money do you ask people to have in order to be able to participate? How much assets should they have in order to trade?
Sure. So we go through a very long, thorough background check with them to make sure that this is suitable, with them in terms of experience, in terms of what sort of liquidity they have. But when they open their accounts, and again, they're not with us, they're free to open an account with whatever brokerage firm they want. We typically suggest somewhere $5,000 to $10,000 to start off with.
Do you say $5,000 to $10,000 to lose?
No, absolutely not. $5,000 to $10,000 so that they can have the opportunity to be able to participate in all of the signals that we are sending out. So in any one day, we may send out signals, 5, 6, 7 signals a day in terms of buys, sells, again, depending whether it's in the option side or stock side. So, we recommend that our students participate in as many as possible, because you don't want to be, trying to cherry pick or pick and choosing which ones to take. We've been doing this collectively, myself, the other professional traders who are our educators. We literally have about 130 years of combined professional experience doing this. Myself, I was on the trading floor for 20 plus years and have been in the business for 32 years. So we have a pretty big background in this business. There's obviously no certainty at all, anytime, with trading, and we let people know that up front, but our results are pretty good.
We're talking to Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. So what opportunities does the market present right now? What signals are you sending out?
Sure. So I think overall, the sell-off that we've seen recently in the last few days after the big run-up that we saw last week, I think we still have some more to go, to be quite honest with you. The markets rallied back a little bit today based on the CPI number, the inflation number, which is, a very red-hot number. But there's still a lot of macro events, John, that are really hanging over this marketplace. Front and center, obviously, for people here is inflation, interest rates, and then you tie in the geopolitical risks still, which seemingly are just increasing, not decreasing. And it's hard to think that the market's going to make a big move higher in the short run. Now, I firmly believe that by the end of the year, we will be considerably higher than where we are right now. But I just think that there's too many overriding risks to the marketplace right now to be confident to be taking some new long positions, if you will.
So if you think the market is going to be stronger at the end of the year, you said considerably, I think, are certain sectors or stocks going to lead that? And are those the buy options right now?
Yeah, so I like going further out into the end of the year. I like the financials, especially after they have really gotten hit quite a bit over the last few weeks with this big run-up in interest rates. I like stocks like a JP Morgan, a Goldman Sachs, some of the bigger names in the financial space. I also think some of the payment processors, where that space has really, really been hit over the last few months. So you talk about maybe a Square, a PayPal, even a Visa. I think stocks like those, especially the larger names in a particular space, are really going to be the beneficiary of a big market rebound towards the end of the year. But again, in the short run, there's a lot of headwinds that they are battling.
Yeah. You're not worried about the new tax law that will require people to report transactions over $600 to those third-party payment apps?
No, not really. I don't think that's going to keep people out of the space. I don't think that's going to lower the amount of transactions. That's just this industry over time has always kind of moved along, and there's always been new tax laws, new regulations. Some people like them, some people don't like them, and the industry has always evolved, and I think this is just another thing that's just going to be wrapped in to what we know, and it's just going to be an afterthought sooner rather than later.
Scott Bauer is the CEO at Prosper Training Academy. I've taken more time than I should have, Tom. Give me 20 seconds on our friend Leonid.
Yeah, so the band is scheduled to come tour here. They're scheduled still to be here at the end of April. Serge, the lead singer, who you and I have been discussing over the last few months, who is in Kyiv, will not be with the band. He cannot leave Ukraine. Things in Ukraine are getting worse. They're not getting better. Yeah. But the band is still coming here. And I think, the thing to really remember is, at least personally, this is not the Russian people that have started this or are accelerating this. There's a lot of political discussion that we could have, but the band is coming. Serge is not. I am in contact with Serge every single day. His family is safe out of Ukraine right now. That's kind of the update with them.
Okay, more about that later. It's good to hear about Prosper Trading Academy, and we'll talk more down the road.
Thank you so much, John.
Scott Bauer is a friend of the lead singer of a group called Leonid and Friends. It's a Chicago cover band from Russia and Ukraine. The lead singer, Serge, is his friend. They are coming to Chicago. They're amazing. WGN Radio News is next.